Hello and welcome to One Trinity Place in San Antonio, Texas, as we're all set for Game 1 between the Southwestern Pirates and the Trinity University Tigers. Hello everybody, I'm Cole Isaacson, joined alongside Andrew Thomas. Andrew, welcome to the roof.
Thank you, thank you. It's been quite a while since I've been here, a couple weeks.
Game 1 of this series, Trinity coming in at 30-7, a 24-3 conference record. They've clinched the top overall seed in the SCAC tournament, and they'll be playing the Southwestern Pirates, 13-23 on the year. About to get set for this one. Duffy, the DH, and the leadoff man will enter the batter's box, and he'll face Trinity's starting pitcher, Jace Clay. About to get underway. And Clay calls time, probably an issue with the pitch comm, but that'll give us a chance to go through the Southwestern lineup. It'll be Duffy leading things off at the designated hitter spot, followed by James Vaccaro, the catcher, the senior. Wyatt Curlew at first base. Christian Maio and left field. Trace Organ at second base. Jordan Coronado in right. Tanner Tefts at third. Logan Wilson in the 8th spot at center field. And then Ben Foyer at shortstop to round things out. Seems like we're all good. Jace Clay has his pitch comm ready to go. Connor Duffy settled in once again. First pitch, and we're underway with strike one. See Jace Clay's numbers on the screen, a 5-1 record, a 2.58 ERA, and the strikeout to walk ratio very impressive. A swing and a miss as Duffy waves at that one, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Clay. Swing and a miss, that's strike three. Got him with some high cheese and foul tipped into the glove of Lazera, and a quick first out for the Tigers.
Indeed, very clinical, just kind of the way Trinity really wants to start this one. Considering it is pretty dark, pretty windy out here. Want to have a quick game, hopefully, in their eyes.
First pitch misses to James Vaccaro, the catcher. Count 1-0. Yeah, weather looking a little ominous today. A lot of scary clouds roaming around. Pitch outside at 89. 2-0 to Vaccaro. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of Lazera. Clay battling back to make it 2-1. Wind blowing out to left field today as a storm looks like it's blowing in. Hopefully we can get this game done in time. Breaking ball misses low. The 3-1 count to Vaccaro. Vaccaro, a .429 hitter, a very dangerous bat that the Pirates put towards the top of their lineup. The 3-1 pitch. Foul ball, and the count runs full. Now a 3-2. Vaccaro steps in. Pitch from Clay. High ball 4. And the first base runner for Southwestern will reach with 1 out in the inning.
That one there, not really what Jace Clay was aiming for, as he got a very quick, very efficient first out. That at bat a little bit longer and ultimately ended up in his first walk of the day. Nonetheless, he's starting off pretty hot.
So after the 1-out walk, Wyatt Curlew will come up to the plate, a .326 hitter on the year. This is hit in the air, shallow right field, and it falls, a bloop single. Vaccaro will go first to third, and there's runners at the corners with only 1 down.
As we just saw there, really good. Jace Clay's first hit of the day off him, and it was pretty good one. You know, put the Pirates here in scoring position with only one out, and as Cole mentioned, there are runners on the corners here.
And now the cleanup hitter. Throw to first. Not in time. We know Jace Clay can be very dangerous with that pickoff maneuver. Talked to Dave Smith about that earlier in the year. Says he's the best pitcher that he's ever coached in terms of managing the run game, and we've seen that so far this season. Throw a move to first, and they get him. That sneaky pickoff maneuver again from the young lefty works for Trinity.
So we, you know, Cole's pretty much just talking about, you know, he's been really good, had a really good season so far as a pitcher. Really kind of managed the field.
This is shot into right field. Second single of the inning for Southwestern, and it nets a run, 1-0 Pirates.
We see here, May did a good job able to get a bat on the ball and bring in the first run here for the Pirates. Pirates take a early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first.
So Christian Melio with the RBI single. He finds himself at first, bringing the runner in from third. Tris Organ now up to the plate. Takes a strike. Organ, the junior from Houston, Texas, in his 37th game. 293 hitter on the year. The 0-1 misses outside. Organ definitely one of the most productive bats for Southwestern. He's only been held hitless in a game 6 times this year. Trying to continue this inning that's seen Southwestern go ahead 1-0 for those of you just joining us. Pickoff move again at first. This time to no avail. Two down, runner at first. Pitch to Organ. Inside, but he hacks at it, and it's 1-2. Seen 2 base hits so far in the game for Southwestern. One kind of in on the hands, just blooped itself into shallow right field. The other, a seeing eye ground ball. Slider misses inside, count even at 2-2. Southwestern with a lot of offensive players having very productive years. Oregon, one of them. This is hit into right field. The third hit of the inning for Southwestern. Finds the gap between second and first, and there's 2 aboard with 2 down.
So we see here on your screen, Oregon does a very good job. Puts that ball kind of right past into right field and is able to hopefully keep the Pirates here, keep them rolling.
First pitch, a strike. Jordan Coronado, the first year from Anderson, Texas. Another 300-plus hitter the Pirates have. Hitting 6th in today's lineup. Went around, yes he did. Quickly behind 0-2, Southwestern an opportunity to extend this lead. And if history tells us anything, they're going to need to. The Tigers have been scoring a lot of runs recently. Finds the zone, that's strike 3, and Clay gets out of the inning, but not before allowing the game's first run. It's 1-0 Pirates. We'll head to the bottom of the first on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Bottom of the first inning in San Antonio. Caleb Woodward set to lead things off for the Tigers. We'll run through their lineup quickly. It's Woodward followed by McDonald, Nicholas Lazera, Nick Jones hitting cleanup, followed by Will Baker, Kai Tinker, Brandon Nelson Calcone, and Cam Champness rounding things off in the 9-hole. Stephen Rutherford on the mound for the Pirates. Throws his first pitch high, ball 1. Woodward was squaring up to bunt. Numbers for Rutherford this season. This is 12th start, a 3-3 record, a 4.91 ERA. Pitch catches the outside part of the zone. Strike called, 1-1. Rutherford's last start. 7 innings pitched against Schreiner, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks handed out, and 5 earned runs. Woodward takes a pitch inside, 2-1.
On the flip side, Woodward so far this season is currently batting .306, having had 124 at-bats coming into this game and around 38 hits.
Swings at that off the end of the bat, and it's a foul ball. Woodward, a dangerous base runner if he can get on. That's why he's hitting leadoff as he has all year. Trying to find his way on in a 2-2 count. Pitch misses, 3-2. The count runs full. Rutherford, the lefty. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Able to battle back and get Woodward.
Very good showing there from Rutherford, able to get his first strikeout so far, as the Pirates really have kind of been really rolling so far here early in this game, really kind of taking Trinity by surprise, possibly.
Maddox McDonald up to the plate now. McDonald fouls it onto the roof of the Bell Center. We'll see how many hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it stops. Andrew, I know you're new here, but usually we count hops of the baseballs. That's one of the unique things that we can do, given that we don't have a press box on the top of the Bell Center. Pitch finds the outside part of the zone. Strike called. McDonald in the batter's box, a .377 hitter. A .489 on base percentage. Fouled onto the roof of the Bell Center once again. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Still in an 0-2 count, trying to give Trinity their first base runner. Outside, ball 1. Nicholas Lazera patiently waiting on deck, getting some practice swings in. McDonald trying to get on for him. Big swing and a miss. McDonald has to run it out, but the throw to first is high. Able to step on the bag in time is Curlew to finish off the strikeout.
Another really clinical play there, as we see it here. Just kind of swinging for the fences, wasn't able to get a bat on it. High throw, could have been escaped that one, but just not fast enough, not accurate enough.
Yeah, pretty routine play normally, but the throw a little high. Caught me by surprise. I'm sure McDonald as well. Nicholas Lazera in the batter's box now. Takes a ball, misses high. Lazera in his 36th game, a .394 hitter. He has an active 14-game hit streak. He's also hit safely in 20 of his last 21 games. This is hit to center field, and the catch is made by Wilson to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. They're down 1-0 to Southwestern. We'll head to the top of the second on Tiger Network. Welcome back to cloudy San Antonio, Texas, where the Southwestern Pirates have the lead. Tanner Teff's set to lead things off, and he bunts it to third base. Tinker ranges in, barehanded throw in time, and a nice play to get the leadoff man.
So we're going to see the play here again. Does a good job. Teff's does a good job to bunt, but Kai Tinker able to get there and make that throw barely in time. Teff's almost beat him there, but luckily he's a very fast arm, so not that time.
Center fielder Wilson takes a ball inside from Clay, who surrendered the game's only run so far. Gave up 3 hits in the last inning. Productive offensive inning for Southwestern, 3 singles. Strike called at 86. Count 1-1. Fouled off the bat. Count 1-2. Logan Wilson, the sophomore from Willis, Texas, a .266 hitter, trying to find his way on with 1 out. Pitch way high. Lazera has to jump out of his stance to reel it in. This is fouled into the screen in our direction. Still 2-2. Clay trying to settle in after a turbulent first inning. He's already gotten the leadoff guy. Foul ball chopped towards the Trinity dugout just above it.
Despite his first inning kind of being a little turbulent, as you said, so far he's done a really good job. As a whole today, you got the early pickoff at first, and then so far he's had 2 strikeouts already. It's only the top of the second, so I think he has a lot of life left in him. Considering he is only a freshman and still a very, very good pitcher, as you were kind of mentioning earlier.
3-2 pitch. Hit in the air and not playable. Foul into the street behind the ballpark. Clay being promoted to the Friday night starter due to some scheduling issues that they had earlier in the year. He's taken that role by storm. ERA very impressive. Foul ball once again as Wilson working a very competitive at-bat. Stepped in as a first year into a Trinity rotation that lost a lot of very productive arms from last year. Done very well. 3-2 pitch, high, ball 4. And for the second consecutive inning, Clay hands out a 1-out walk.
Definitely not the kind of at-bat Clay was looking for there, but nonetheless, he still has 1 out on the board at a minimum. He only has 1 runner here on first, so he should be able to escape this one, hopefully.
Ben Foyer up to the plate, but won't see a pitch yet. Pickoff attempt from Clay. He's already had a successful one today, and it feels like he has one in most of the games that he plays. Very sneaky delivery with that move. Tries it again, but Wilson able to dive back safely. One thing you'll notice with Clay on the mound is that once the first guy gets picked off, the lead that a runner will take at first will shrink in half. This time he goes. Throw from Lazera will be late. A stolen base for Logan Wilson, runner on second for Southwestern.
Really good job there by Wilson. Able to kind of escape Jace Clay, escape the possibility of getting thrown out at first. And hopefully keep the Pirates rolling here.
This is chopped to third. Tinker has to make another nice play and does so. Able to look back the runner. Wilson stays at second, and there's 2 down in the inning.
See the play here again. Kai Tinker does a good job able to scoop it again. Very kind of similar to that one play on the bunt. And does a very good job to throw him out again. Now 2 outs here for the Tigers.
Connor Duffy coming up to the plate for his second at-bat of the game. Struck out the first time he was up. They throw back to second. Bit of an errant throw. Champness had to reel it in and stop it from going into center field. Understandable why they're concerned about Logan Wilson. That stolen base he just got was his 9th of the year. He's only been caught once. Breaking ball misses low. Count 1-0 to Duffy. Looped foul, out of play, towards the parking lot, and hopefully all the cars are okay out there in left field. Very dangerous to park around the ballpark, really wherever.
Indeed, indeed, especially the parking lot right here behind the fences. That's a very dangerous place to park.
This is grounded to third. Tinker ranges over, makes the throw in time. He's recorded all 3 outs in this inning. 5-3 putouts, 3 of them to end the frame. Southwestern still has the lead, 1-0, as we'll take a break on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the Alamo City, where Southwestern has the 1-0 lead over Trinity. Nick Jones will lead things off for the Tigers, facing Steven Rutherford, who fires strike 1. Jones, the junior, making his 20th start of the year, a .349 hitter. The 0-1 misses. Count evens at 1 apiece. Pitch high, 2-1. Jones missed 16 games this season due to injury. Been back for about the last month. 2-1 misses low. Been dealing with a couple different injuries this year. Most recently a hamstring that he's been playing through. Before that, it was some serious knee inflammation that he had to get taken care of. Missed nearly a month because of that. Strike called.
Definitely not the way he wanted his season to really go. Having, said, he was a transfer coming into this season, and definitely wanted to make an impact for this team, but just not really able to make it happen this year.
The 3-2. Foul ball. Been very productive in the games he has played, though. As we said, this is being his 20th. .349 hitter. On base percentage over 500. So definitely a key bat for the Tigers when he's in the lineup. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. The 3rd strikeout of the night for Steven Rutherford already. 1 down.
So we see it here again. Rutherford right down the middle, 75 miles per hour. Able to pick up his 3rd strikeout of the night so far and keep the momentum going here for the Pirates, as so far they've really been kind of dominating the Tigers early here in the game.
Will Baker up to the plate. Takes a ball high. Baker, a .386 hitter. fifth for the Tigers today. The 1-0 finds the zone, evens the count at 1 apiece. Pitch from Rutherford. Popped up, carrying, and out of play. So maybe a little fortunate for Baker as that finds its way over the netting and where nobody could catch it. Still in a 1-2 count after the foul ball. This is chopped to short. Could be a tough play. Foyer in time. A nice stretch at first to complete it, and there's 2 down in the inning.
We see it here again. Foyer does a very good job able to track over, kind of a slow moving ball off Jones's bat. He's able to get over, make the big play. And Wyatt Cool had to kind of dive down to get it, but, you know, got there in time, and the Pirates pick up their second out so far.
Now Kai Tinker up to the plate. 352 hitter on the year with 29 RBI. Takes a strike, 0-1. Tinker's already made his impact felt defensively. Recorded all 3 outs in the prior inning. Strike called. Of course, this is senior weekend for the Tigers. The last 3 regular season home games that many of these players will play here. The 0-2. Hit in the air, deep left field, but hooking foul, and it is into the net by the swimming pool. That was a long way gone, just too far to the left.
Indeed, indeed. Could have been Kai Tinker's second home run of the season. As currently, he's in the home run club here for the Tigers with 1.
Hey, that's all it takes to get in.
Indeed.
The 0-2. Ball high, fastball misses up. Outside, 78 on that pitch. Count 2-2. Tinker trying to become the first base runner for the Tigers today. Rutherford has successfully retired the first 5 he's faced. This is hit in the air to center left. Back at the wall, and it's gone. It kept carrying.
Home run number 2 there for Kai Tinker. He did a very good job able to get a bat on it and swing all the way home there. And now the Tigers are suddenly back in it, tied 1-1 here. As we see here, back on your screen, here's a really good shot of Tinker's home run. Just kind of dumbfounded Wilson and Christian, who are both in center and center and left respectively.
So Brandon Nelson will come up to the plate now in a tie game, a 360 hitter with 30 RBI on the year. And Nelson ropes one into right center. This ball looks like it's going to find the gap, and it is. Rolls all the way to the wall. As Brandon Nelson follows up the home run with a double.
So we're going to see that play again. Brandon Nelson does a good job able to get a bat on it yet again. 2 really big back-to-back hitting plays here for the Tigers, who so far kind of been very quiet with their bats coming into these, prior to these 2 last at-bats. Kai Tinker's home run right before Nelson's double.
Cal Coney will come up to the plate and try and keep the train rolling in his 27th game of the year, a 321 hitter. Strike called. All this damage done with 2 outs. Rutherford had retired the first 5 he faced, gives up the home run, and then the double. Now in a sticky situation. Coney hits this into the air to center field. Wilson under it and makes the catch that ends the inning, but not before Trinity ties the game. The home run off the bat of Kai Tinker makes this 1-1 as we head to the 3rd. Welcome back. The top of the third inning in San Antonio. This is a tie game after the home run from Kai Tinker in the bottom of the second. Chase Clay no longer working in a deficit. So he'll face the leadoff hitter for the Pirates, Vaquero. This is chopped foul. Looks like it may have hit his foot. Rolled into fair territory after that.
Vaquero's first plate appearance, he got walked here by Chase Clay in the top of the first.
The 0-1 from Clay. Swing and a foul ball. Makes its way into the backstop. 0-2 to Vaquero. Vaquero sitting on 195 career hits with the Pirates in his tenure. He's got 3 games to get the remaining ones. Get to that 200 number. This is fouled. Onto there for the Bell Center. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Maybe some baby hops at the end, but I'm not going to count those. Vaquero ready. The 0-2 pitch from Clay. This is high. Seems like Clay's been missing up a little bit in some of these 0-2 situations. We'll see if he can find the zone here. And the umpire stopping play. He was pointing at something. I don't know what that meant, but
Looks like Vaquero might have called time there.
this is a ground ball. Chapness slides. Throw will be not in time. Nice effort from Cam Chapness ranging into left field to get that one. Couldn't make the throw in time. Should go down as a base hit, and it does.
Cam Chapness did a really good job trying to corral that ball there. Just not quite able to get there and get up in time, as we're going to see it here again. Can't really see it all too well from that angle, but Chapness, kind of on the ground, kind of had to do a 360 rollover and try to throw it. Not, very athletic, just not able to get there in time, unfortunately.
It was a tough play for him. Now Clay deals with the runner on first. Fires a pitch outside to Kulo. Kulo 1 for 1 today with a base hit. Throw to first, kind of half-hearted from Clay. Vaquero still has to dive back safely. He has some of those that he just does. He tosses it over very lightly. I feel like it almost lulls the runner into a false sense of security. Might just be part of the plan. Throws to first with a little more intent this time.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it's been very successful this season, so
Hey,
I think
keep it up.
yeah, I believe so.
The 1-1, not coming yet. Throw to first for the 3rd consecutive time.
The other thing he could be doing is kind of playing mind games with the batter. The batter's kind of gone ready these past 3 times and hasn't received a pitch yet.
We'll see if he does this time. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. Throw to first from Lazara will not be in time. As they really want Vaquero not on first base. Making several different efforts to try and send him back to the dugout. Now the 2-1. And they get him in a rundown. Throw to second, and the tag applied by Chapness. They get him eventually.
Took a little bit. So we are going to see that play again here. Very good. Chapness able to get over, defend the bag, and finally take Vaquero out. It took, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 kind of attempts to finally get him out of there, but they were able to make it happen in the end.
Foul ball into the screen off the bat of Kulo. Count even at 2-2. Now 1 down in the inning as Vaquero was caught in the rundown. This is fouled into the screen once again, still 2-2. 2-2. Chopped to second. Coney charges it. Throws to first. So now 2 down in the inning.
We're going to see that play again. Coney, very good job there. You know, very clinical play, able to ground it and throw it over in time, beat the runner, and pick up yet another out here for the Tigers as they're looking to close the inning here as Jace Clay now faces me.
Takes the ball high. Christian Melillo, the senior from Houston, Texas. 328 hitter on the year. 1 for 1 today with a single. Takes a strike. Count 1-1. Strike called. 86 on that one. Clay trying to close out the inning. Pitch misses away. Melillo not biting. Felt a couple of raindrops, so we'll see if that trend continues or if this is just a few scattered ones.
It's getting a little dark here.
Fouled into the screen.
Yeah, a little dark here in San Antonio. Doesn't look so promising right now, but we're gonna keep holding out hope and keep on keeping on here.
We'll see what happens. These clouds do not look very baseball conducive. The 2-2. Outside. Melillo battling back. Now in a 3-2 count. Nobody on, 2 down in the inning. In a 1-1 game. Fouled off again. This one onto the roof of the Bell Center. 1, 2, 3. And that's all there will be.
One thing that should be note is Melillo so far for the Pirates has been one of the most productive hitters coming in this game, batting .325 so far in the season.
3-2. Roped in the air, left field, and gone.
And there we go, folks. There's a prime example of why Melillo so far this season has been, you know, really good hitter. That he picks up his 3rd home run so far this season. Blasting that one pretty much all the way right past Nick Jones there in left field. So we see it here again. Jace Clay right down the middle, 85 miles per hour. Melillo gets a bat to it, takes it all the way home, and is able to pick up yet another run here for the Pirates in the top of the 3rd as they retake the lead 2-1. Now, you know, a couple raindrops, trying to get a little more questionable out here.
Strike called to Tress Organ. Organ 1 for 1 with a base hit today. The 0-1 pitch into the dirt. Clay giving up the home run with 2 down in the inning. So Trinity getting a solo shot with 2 down, and now Southwestern matching as the rain increasing a little bit. I would call this a solid sprinkle at this point. Chopped past the glove of Clay. Diving play from Coney, but he can't make it. Laid out to get it. Good effort, but it will go down as a base hit. Back-to-back hits given up by Clay.
We're going to see that great effort here again. Clay kind of sacrifices his glove there trying to stop it. Coney as well, but instead of his glove, he uses his body to Superman slide in.
Yeah, that was full extension. He really went after that one, and Tim Scannell will come out to the mound and talk to Clay, who's given up a couple of hits. He's gotten through some of these innings because he's been able to pick off 2 different runners, but the hits keep on coming for Southwestern, and so does the rain.
It is currently actively, I don't know, San Antonio pouring, possibly.
Oh, it's coming.
Possibly.
It's getting worse. This isn't good.
No, it is
not. We are
not.
in an exposed rooftop, so not a fun experience as a broadcaster without a press box.
Sometimes you just got to smile through the pain, though.
This is definitely a first. We haven't had it actually rain up here before. This is, because as you know, normally you wouldn't play baseball in rain, so that's not usually an issue, but it's getting pretty wet up here.
Well, it's a...
So we'll see how long we keep going. I Would assume lightning would be more the issue, and I haven't seen any of that. So as of now, we're going to play on, and I'll look at the notes that I can that don't get soaking wet. First pitch, a strike. Jordan Coronado, 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking. Works with the runner on first. Pitch misses inside. Count evens at 1 apiece. See some people in the crowd understandably leaving. Thought about going, but takes a high pitch above the zone. Two one. Tries the pickoff move again, but Horgan back safely. Southwestern able to get the lead back. Ahead 2-1. Takes a strike. Count even at 2 apiece.
All it takes is one solid pitch here from Jace Clay, and the inning is over.
Can't get it there. Coronado not biting at the breaking ball in the dirt. Umpire waving something. I guess just confirming the count. It is 3-2. 2 down in the inning. Runner on first. Pitch grounded past Tinker and into left field. Runners will go station to station, and there's 2 aboard with 2 outs.
So we see it here again. Another really good hit here. Really good at bat to it. Able to beat Kai Tinker right there. And push it on back over to Nick Jones. And the Pirates are starting to kind of show signs of life here with 2 outs now.
This is a Pirates team that did not hit very well throughout the year. That's fouled off the end of the bat of Tefts, who's up for his 2nd time today. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. A .277 team batting average on the season. That's 269th in Division III baseball. But they haven't looked like it today, already racking up 7 hits through 2 2/3 innings. Clay misses high, and it's 1-1. But if you look at the stat lines of some of these individual players, they have a lot of good individual performers, just not a lot of depth in this lineup. And, you know, they have a couple of guys that are hitting above 300, Vaquero hitting over 400, but outside of that, it's been pretty thin for them. Not showing it here, though. Runners on first and second with 2 down in the inning. Fouled onto the roof of the Bell Center. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to turn my head because the wind was blowing directly into the microphone there. Probably annoying for some of the folks at home. 2-2 pitch, 2 down in the inning, 2 runners on. Lined into center field, Woodward charging, he's not going to get there. Runner being waved home and will score without a throw. Southwestern extends the lead, it's 3-1.
So we're going to see that hit once more for Tefts. He's able to get a really good job to put a bat on it, kind of put it right over second base. And get another RBI in the season for him there and extend the lead further to 2 up. The Pirates are currently leading 3-1 here in the top of the 3rd. Now, another thing to note is there are 2 outs on the board. So all it takes is 3 pitches from Jace Clay or a good Tiger play to end the inning.
Well, it doesn't look like those pitches are going to come from Jace Clay. Dave Smith coming out to the mound. The bullpen gate is open and his day is done. Goes 2 2/3 innings, surrenders 3 runs, and is responsible for the 2 runners currently on. We'll take a break with the pitching change in San Antonio. 3-1, Southwestern with the lead. Welcome back to San Antonio. The rain has stopped temporarily, and there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Tigers. It's Wes Hellings, comes in with a 5.79 ERA through 4 2/3 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts and 7 walks, whip above 2. He'll look to lower that in this outing, and he's got work to do trying to get the final out of the third. Throws off the backside to second. Close play, but not in time. Hellings facing Logan Wilson, who has an opportunity to further extend the lead for the Pirates. An inning that's already seen 2 runs come with 2 outs. Southwestern up 3-1. Pitch from Hellings. Misses inside, 90 on that one. So just like his older brother on the team, he throws some heat.
Most definitely.
The 1-0. Strike called. Off-speed pitch, only at 80 miles per hour, so a big difference between those two. Not fun as a hitter, I would imagine. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, a big cut.
Wilson currently looking for his first hit of the day, as in his first plate appearance. He got walked. That was in the top of the second, so just an inning ago.
Pitch misses away. Jace Clay pulled after only 2 2/3 innings pitched. Went 6 innings, only allowed 2 earned runs last weekend against St. Thomas, so a decidedly different tone. He's had several good outings in a row for the Tigers. This one, not one of them. 2-2, fouled into the screen in front of us.
If it wasn't for that screen, it kind of looked like it was going right at us there.
That's what it's for. The 2-2 pitch from Hellings. Trying to get out of this inning. This is hit in the air, left center field. Woodward comes in, calls it, and makes the catch. So the Pirates will leave 2 stranded, but not before they do some damage. 2 runs on the board gives them a 3-1 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the third on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. The wind comes in at our backs, headed out into left field, and Cam Chapness comes into the batter's box. The 9-hole hitter for the Tigers leads off this inning. Takes strike 1 from Rutherford, who surrendered a home run the last time he was up on the mound. He's had a long break since then, a lot of hits and a pitching change in the top of the third. Chapness takes a strike. Now 0-2. Pitch misses inside.
Despite that one sacrificed home run, Rutherford so far today has been really solid. Having had 3 strikeouts so far. And
off the end of the bat, but foul. Chapness stays alive in a 1-2 count. Chapness, a .317 hitter on the year, and he's really heated up as of late. Around spring break, he was hitting around 150. That average has certainly gone up quite a bit. not a lot of time. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Chapness goes down on strikes. And for the third consecutive inning, Rutherford begins the inning with a strikeout.
Another really good start here by the Pirates, who, as we saw in this past inning that they faced the Tigers, the top of the third, really lit the Tigers up with 2 outs. They were able to put up 2 runs and, really kind of keep their game going.
Caleb Woodward up to the plate, takes a slider low and away. Woodward 0 for 1 with a strikeout. One of 4 strikeouts that Rutherford has collected so far today. Strike called. Rutherford getting the start on this Friday night. And it's pretty clear that he's one of the best arms that Southwestern has. Strike called.
Two 2-1 now for Woodward, looking to pick up his first hit of the day.
Good take by Woodward. Count evens at 2-2. Talking to Coach J.C. Bunch about Rutherford, called him the most steady pitcher this year. He's a guy who just wants to compete. Doing so far today. The pitch misses away. Count runs full, 3-2. Rutherford in his first year with the Pirates, the JUCO transfer, has made a good impression. Trying to get Woodward. Inside, and he hits him.
Well,
First hit by pitch surrendered by either team today. And the Tigers have a man aboard with 1 out.
He definitely got Woodward there, just not in the way he wanted to.
Maddox McDonald will now come up to the plate. Opportunity with the leadoff man in the order aboard. McDonald 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This is grounded up the middle into center field. Woodward will head to second, and it's the 3rd hit of the day for Trinity.
We're going to see that hit one more time as Maddox McDonald does a good job able to kind of skirt by Rutherford and put the Tigers here in possibly a scoring position as Nick Lazara comes up to the plate.
Nick Lazara, an opportunity. Runners on first and second. Woodward hit by pitch, and McDonald with a base hit. Lazara 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Lazara hits this one deep to left field. Back at the wall. Mamma mia, it's gone. A 3-run bomb from Nick Lazara, and the Tigers take the lead right back.
As Nick Lazara kind of rounds it home here, really good shot there. 1 pitch, 1 swing, and there you go, 3 runs. We're gonna see that swing one more time as Nick Lazara really plants his feet, lets it fly, and there we go, right on home. Now the Tigers are up for their 2nd time today. It's really been a good battle here so far between the Pirates and the Tigers. These Tigers currently lead 4-3.
Swinging a foul ball off the bat of Nick Jones. The home run for Lazara, his 6th of the season. That's 2nd on the team. And it gives the Tigers their first lead of the game, 4-3. Breaking ball misses away, 1-1. Lazara's hit a lot of big home runs. Add another one to the list. The 1-1 pitch from Rutherford. Foul ball, 1-2. Trinity not playing a team that's necessarily that high in the standings in the SCAC, but this game and all these games very important for them in terms of NPI. Trying to find themselves in a ranking position where they can get in at large and potentially host a regional. In a position to do that if they just win these next 3 games. Jones charges into this one, but it's out of play and foul. Jones 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. He's been striking out a lot more recently. At strike 3, Jones goes down looking. He doesn't necessarily agree with the call, but nothing he can do about it. Two down in the inning now as Will Baker will come up to the plate. Baker 0 for 1, a ground out to short in his first plate appearance in the second inning. Breaking ball outside, 1-0. Southwestern out hitting Trinity 8-4 so far. They've controlled the vast majority of this game, but Trinity a couple big flies, and they have the lead. Pitch misses, 2-0.
You know, the great part about baseball is all it takes is a couple plays, couple big hits, couple big throws, and momentum can really change pretty quickly here.
Pitch misses. Now 3-0. Rutherford trying to avoid the 2-out walk. And on deck is Kai Tinker, who hit the first home run in tonight's game. Baker has to get out of the way of ball 4, and he does so. He'll head to first. 2-out walk successfully worked. So Kai Tinker will come up to the plate now, 1 for 1. He had that home run in the second inning, also with 2 outs in the frame. Rutherford trying to stop the damage here. He's already surrendered the lead. Trinity trying to extend it, but first to throw to first. And Baker takes 2 steps and he's back safe.
So we're going to see Kai Tinker's home run, which he had earlier on today in the bottom of the second. First of the day. Now, we currently have 2 home runs for the Tigers, and Southwestern has 1.
Interesting. First baseman coming in to talk to his pitcher. That's not something you see very often. Kulo just on the mound with Rutherford. Normally the catcher or a pitching coach or somebody would be involved with that meeting, but just the 2 of them. Wonder if you're Will Baker, if that makes you suspicious at all, if something's happening.
Probably does.
The 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. See if we have a pickoff maneuver in store. And Baker will now take his lead. Pitch misses up again, 2-1.
A lot of very long at-bats today here for both sides of the team.
And they just awarded a balk. So Baker will head to second. That meeting didn't really help.
No, it did not. You can see there kind of Rutherford on the mound, not so happy with that decision.
Will Baker now on second. Tinker an opportunity to extend the lead with 1 swing now. A base hit would likely score the run. Strike called outside part of the plate, 2-2. Tinker's been hot as of late. 4-game multi-hit streak, trying to extend that with another hit in this game. Ground ball off the glove of Rutherford. And the throw is in time from the second baseman, Organ, to end the inning. That should go down as a 1-4-3 putout to end the inning. Tigers get the damage done, though. Nicholas Lazera hitting his 6th home run of the year. Trinity with the 4-3 lead as we'll take a break. Welcome back. The top of the 4th inning in San Antonio. Wes Hellings back on the mound for the Tigers. We're all set and ready to go. Southwestern finds himself down for the first time today, and Ben Foyer will take the first crack at changing that. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike 86 miles per hour into the zone. Hellings coming in relief of Jace Clay, who threw 2.2 innings, surrendered the 3 runs that are currently on the scoreboard. Came into a situation with 2 outs, runners on first and second, able to get the Tigers out of it. And now they have the lead. Pitch misses low. Count 1-1, in a position to get the win if the score holds and the Tigers don't give up the lead at any point. Ground ball, chopper. Tinker on the infield grass makes the throw in time. He's been busy today.
Indeed, Tinker, really been, I guess, so far the defensive MVP here for the Tigers. A lot of balls, a couple bunts that he's able to, kind of run over, pick up, and make big throws over to the first for a couple big plays here.
Duffy coming up to the plate. 1 down in the inning. Pitch misses up, 1-0. Duffy 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a ground out to third. We talk about Kai Tinker's defense. It's been so good as of late, and it's been very important. Inside out swing, foul ball. Count 1-1. Trinity went through a little bit of a stretch towards spring break where the defense just wasn't good. You would routinely see 3 or 4 errors on the board. They didn't win a lot of those games, obviously. But since that point, it's been Tinker who's been one of the guys that's really reeled them back in. Baker will field this ground ball. Hellings covers and steps on first to get out number 2.
Really athletic play there by Hellings, able to beat out Duffy. They're kind of in a bit of a foot race there for a second. But in the end, Hellings was able to be the victor.
Now Hellings will have to deal with Vaquero. James Vaquero. 1 for 1, the base hit. Gets out of the way of a pitch inside. It clanks off the glove of Lazera. Vaquero's also walked. Needs 5 hits this weekend to get to the 200 mark for career hits for Southwestern. He already has 1, so just 4 more to go. Pitch up. Count 1-1. Vaquero, easily Southwestern's best hitter this year. But don't know that a lot of people necessarily thought he'd get to 200 hits. His career high was a 365 average last season. He's hitting 429 right now. So a significant jump in average. He's made a little bit of a jump each year of his career, but this just light years ahead of where he was last year offensively, even if he was a really good player, one of Southwestern's best hitters.
It's definitely kind of fitting considering it is his senior year.
Pitch finds the zone, 2-2. Or the umpire actually saying it's 3-1, despite what the scoreboard says. Two down. Foul ball into the parking lot. Hope all the cars are okay. Count should be full. Our on-field scoreboard is not accurate, I believe. It says it's 2-2. The umpire held up the 3-1 signal with his fingers. But I'm assuming we'll learn a lot after this pitch. That is high, and it was 3-2. So that's ball 4. Vaquero will head to first with his 2nd walk of the game.
Keeps getting walked. I don't know if he's going to hit 200.
I know. He's got to be frustrated with that. He has to do the right things at the plate, but at the same time, you need 4 more hits in these next 3 games.
Indeed. Indeed. Definitely still accomplishable, though.
Pitch from Hellings misses low to Kulo. Kulo 1 for 2 today. He had a base hit in the first, grounded out to second his last time up. Pitch misses high. Vaquero, very dangerous on the base paths. 13 stolen bases so far this year, and we'll get a visit from the catcher, Nick Lazaire, and pitching coach, Dave Smith. Ellings walked the last batter, and now behind 2-0 here. Maybe just a chat to calm him down. Thing we often talk about on these broadcasts is how after a visit from Dave Smith, usually the next pitch is a strike, just showing the effectiveness of those meetings. Knows his pitchers so well, knows his staff in and out, able to say the right things to calm a guy down, get his mechanics right, come back in the at-bat.
They have a very efficient pitching staff here for Trinity as well. Kind of as a roster combined, they have a 4.04 ERA.
2-0. Finds the zone, strike one. It's interesting that you say they have an ERA above 4, and that's good for Division III baseball standards, if I'm not mistaken. That's in the top 25, 21st overall, but big swing and a miss from Kulo, excuse me, but a 4 ERA for Trinity standards these last several years isn't that good. These staffs, these last couple of years, have just come in and dominated. But still, across Division III baseball, that's an outstanding ERA.
Indeed, and it's really kind of, I believe kind of been a factor in why Trinity's at a 30-win season so far.
Two-two pitch from Hellings. Runner on first, 2 down in the inning in a 4-3 game. That's strike 3. Breaking ball finds the zone as Hellings finishes the inning. A strikeout looking. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th in San Antonio. 4-3. The Tigers have the lead. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning in San Antonio. Brandon Nelson will lead things off for the Tigers, who have the 4-3 lead. Still facing Southwestern starting pitcher Steven Rutherford. First pitch is fouled off towards the batting cages out in left field. Count 0-1. Nelson 1 for 1 today. Did a 2-out double in the 2nd inning and was left stranded. Now the leadoff hitter takes a strike, 0-2. Rutherford's had a pretty good time with leadoff hitters so far. He's struck out the first 3 he's seen. Trying to go 4 for 4 in a good spot so far. Slider misses low. Good take by Nelson, and it's 1-2. Was some rain a little earlier, but so far it's gone away, and I can't say that I'm disappointed. Big swing and a miss from Nelson. And Rutherford has struck out all 4 leadoff hitters he's seen in all 4 innings.
It's really setting the tempo here for the Pirates as they kind of enter these innings, getting an immediate strikeout. really, you would think would motivate the rest of the team to kind of be like, hey, we're in this inning, we can really close it out here.
Calcone comes up to the plate, 0 for 1. Fly out to center, and this is a pop-up on the infield grass. Running in, and the catch is not made. James Vaquero, or excuse me, Tress Organ coming in from second base. Called it, had to step on the mound, couldn't make the catch, and Coney safe at first.
We're going to see that one more time as kind of Trace is coming in from second. Really calls off. Just kind of falls right in front of his glove. Maybe he kind of tripped up a little bit on the mound. See if he's, really looking up, not really looking in front of him.
They check on Coney. They have scored that an error, which makes sense. Cam Champness now up to the plate. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. One of 6 strikeouts that Rutherford has so far, but he'd probably like a double play. I'd have to think that you're right in that he tripped up a little bit on the mound. That's the only thing I can think of, because that was about as routine as it gets. 1-0. Ground ball. This could be the double play. Throw to second in time. Throw to first, and it's off the glove. So the defensive mistakes from Southwestern continue. They get the 1 runner they allowed on, but they leave another one.
You're going to see that error one more time. Really good job there by Treffus, able to get it over to Trace Organ, I believe, in coverage. And fortunately, though, Wyatt Cool just not really able to get that in his glove. And they have 2 outs. They've kind of done a good job in those 2 outs, but, 2 costly defensive errors here.
Brings up Caleb Woodward to the plate, who takes the ball low. They have scored that an error, as you would assume. An E4 followed by an E3 for Southwestern. Not what you're looking for. Talked to Coach Bunch, and he mentioned that errors were an issue. I was asking him. Came up in the context of how many guys they strike out. One of the things Southwestern's really good at is striking guys out. 9.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's 17th in the country. And he says he'd like guys to be more economical in terms of not allowing base runners on, giving up hits and walks, because that's an area they've struggled with. But the strikeouts are also hugely important because they struggle defensively. We've seen an example of that in these last 2 at-bats. Woodward goes around, and it's 2-1.
Kind of on that strikeout note, Rutherford, has 6 strikeouts on the day so far. So, he's definitely been doing his job and doing a really good job at that.
The 2-1 pitch. Misses away, 3-1. That's what Coach Bunch said about Rutherford. That's why he's their Friday night starter. So he's been the most steady guy they've had all year. And he's given up 4 runs, but overall it's been pretty good and pretty consistent. He's kept his team in this game. Pitch grabs the zone. Count runs full. It's 3-2 with 2 down.
Both of those runs that Rutherford, both the hits that scored the runs that Rutherford gave up, were both home runs. So, there's not really much he can do about that. Really just a good job on the batter's end. He threw a good fastball on both of those, I believe. I believe they're both around like 80 miles per hour. And the Trinity batter is just really able to swing home. And they've been really productive with their bats so far this season. So that's kind of typical here for the Tigers.
Woodward able to foul that last pitch off. It's 3-2. Runner goes. Pitch outside, ball 4. And runners on first and second for the Tigers with 2 down. So Maddox McDonald will come up to the plate with an opportunity. But not before we get a meeting. You would assume this is just a chat and not a change, and that's exactly what it looks like it is. Sticky situation for Rutherford, trying to keep this a 1-run game, but dealing with the teeth of this Tigers lineup. So it's a quick chat. Head coach J.C. Bunch will head back to the dugout. Vaquero back behind the dish, and we're ready to go. Maddox McDonald, 1 for 2. He struck out in the first inning. He had a base hit in the last inning. Another one here, you would presume, would score Champness and extend the Trinity lead. Ball gets away from Vaquero, and that will make the job that much more difficult. Both runners advancing 90 feet, second and third now for the Tigers.
All McDonald has to do here is make solid contact on the ball, you know, preferably to a gap, or, you know, swing on home, and then the Tigers could extend their lead here as Rutherford tries to escape this inning without sacrificing anything.
McDonald hits it in the air, deep center field, back towards the warning track, and makes the catch. Wilson ranging all the way back to the 400-foot marker in dead center, but he makes the catch all the same, as Rutherford and the Pirates hold Trinity scoreless in the fourth. It's still 4-3 Tigers as we head to the top of the fifth. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. We're almost halfway through this one in the top of the fifth, where the Tigers have the 4-3 lead. Christian Melillo up to bat, takes strike one. Melillo, 2 for 2 today. A single and a home run, both of those off Jace Clay, now dealing with Wes Hellings for the first time. And he ropes one into right field. It's a base hit. McDonald able to hold that to a single, but either way, the leadoff man aboard.
We're going to see Melillo's hit one more time as he's able to take it right over the head of Will Baker. Drops kind of really short right field, really good placed hit right there. Able to start the Pirates off swinging here as they're going to try to retake the lead here, hopefully.
Tress Organ up to the plate. Takes a ball high. Organ 2 for 2. He has 2 singles as the middle of the order for Southwestern has been very effective so far today. Is a bunt that's squibbed right out to first base, and Baker will just elect to tag Organ out. But the sacrifice is complete. Runner heads to second.
Definitely a little bit of a atypical bunt right there. Carried definitely more than Trace Organ wanted. Right, pretty much right to Will Baker. It was more of an actual kind of like squib hit than a bunt, I dare say.
Justin Coronado up to the plate, singled the last time he was up. He's also struck out, 1 for 2 today. Tying run is on second. Fastball, strike called. Count 0-1. Coronado coming off a weekend where he had 2 4-hit games against Shriner. Trying to continue some of that momentum. Southwestern taking that series 2-1, and it was the first series that they took in quite a while. Just a massive losing stretch for them. They lost 12 of 13 in late March and early April. And that's the stretch that really did them in. They were floating around by 500 before that. This is a ground ball that stays fair down the first base line, and Hellings will take it himself. The runner advances to third, so still a productive out.
Indeed, indeed. But the way the Pirates have been playing tonight, though, you know, they really kind of showed if they're able to compete with Trinity. You know, a lot of these losses not really telling of, you know, kind of the type of team that the Pirates are.
Type of team that they were definitely expected to be. Back-to-back seasons before this where they made the conference tournament. Tanner Teffs up at the batter's box. Pitch high, 1-0. Teffs from Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the few members of the Southwestern team that's not from Texas. Takes a strike down the middle. Andrew, I don't know if you know this, but that just so happens to be where I'm from. Teffs going to Bishop Gorman High School. Knew a few people from my middle school that went there. Slider finds the zone, a nice pitch from Hellings. I do feel the need to say this, at least if Tanner Teff's family is watching. Go Knights, go. Go Knights, go. Hopefully they can respond after two pretty rough games, finding themselves down in series 2-1. 1-2 pitch misses high, 2-2.
Thankfully for me, though, the Caps, you know, are on a roll so far, looking very promising here.
Yeah, head in their series 2-0 and see if they can pretty much close it out in game 3. Not officially, of course, but very hard to win 4 straight games. Pitch in the dirt. Brings the count full. Hellings working with a runner on third, and Melillo, who is advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt, and then a ground out to Hellings that he fielded down the first base line, advanced him to third. Southwestern trying to finish the job and bring him home to tie the game. Off the end of the bat, a grounder to Coney, throw to first in time, and that ends the inning. Another scoreless frame thrown by Wes Hellings as we're halfway through this one in San Antonio, bottom of the 5th, with the Tigers up 4-3, coming your way next. Welcome back to the Alamos City, bottom of the 5th on the campus of Trinity University. Nick Lazera will lead things off. Takes a strike. Of course, the last time Lazera was up to the plate, gave the Tigers the lead that they currently have. A 3-run homer, his 6th of the year. Pitch misses away, 1-1. Home run made the score 4-3, and that's where it currently stands. Chopper foul towards the Trinity dugout. That one was much more lightly hit. There have been some scary ones that have been hit over there. Couple close calls, guys having to be agile and get out of the way.
Indeed, indeed.
1-2 misses inside. Rutherford still on the mound for Southwestern in his 5th inning of work. He's surrendered 4 runs. He's struck out 6 so far today. Overall, a pretty solid day, keeping his team in the game, but he has surrendered those 2 home runs that represent all the runs on the board as Lazera charges another one out to deep center field, back at the wall, and the catch is made. What a day for Logan Wilson defensively. Ranges all the way to the warning track and robs Lazera of at least a double.
We're going to see Wilson's very athletic play here again. You know, ball was kind of right behind him. Had to turn his glove around, sprinting towards the wall. And made another really big play there, you know, able to keep the Tigers at bay for now.
Nick Jones up to the plate, 0 for 2. Struck out twice. Takes strike 1 from Rutherford. Pitch away, 1-1. Jones has struck out 9 times in his last 4 games and make it 11 in his last 5. Count the 2 he has already today. Pitch high. But that was not necessarily an issue he had for most of the year. Only 23 strikeouts total, so about a third of those coming just in these last few games. Grounds 1 to short. And the throw from Foyer is in time to retire Jones.
The Southwestern defense so far, you know, been really solid. You know, as we talked about Wilson over there in center, making a lot of big plays. You know, and the infield as well. A lot of big plays coming in to keep the Tigers kind of, you know, relatively low scoring so far.
Will Baker comes up to the plate. Baker drives one to center field, falling, and the catch is made by Wilson. That will end the inning. A fitting end to the inning as he had the nice play on Lazera to get the first out. Tigers go up, 3 down after that as we head to the 6th in San Antonio. You're watching Tiger Network. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University, where the Tigers have a 4-3 lead, and they have a new arm on the mound. It's Jack Boussard. Boussard making his 8th appearance of the year. Fires strike 1. Logan Wilson up to the plate. 0 for 1, flew out to center the last time he was up. He's also walked. Boussard with a 1-0 record, 14.1 innings pitched and a 3.14 ERA. He's been pretty good as of late, and it shows by the situation the Tigers are putting him in.
Indeed, definitely trusting him to kind of close out the game here for the Tigers is no small feat, considering how close of a game it's been so far here.
Here's a bunt. Tinker will field it, throw in time, and that's almost not a surprise anymore. He's been really good at third base today.
And see Kai Tinker's athletic play here again. He's able to out-throw Logan Wilson there.
Ben Foyer up to the plate. He knows how good Kai Tinker is at defense. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to third. This one won't be a ground out to third. Coney ranges over and makes the play in time. A nice play at second base by Cal Coney. Make that a 4-3.
Another very clinical play there. 2 back-to-back. Very good kind of infield defensive plays here by the Tigers.
The order will flip over. Duffy up to the plate. Takes a ball in the dirt. Duffy 0 for 3 today. Struck out the first time he was up. Since then, he's grounded out to third and grounded out to first. The 1-0 pitch from Boussard. High 2-0. Seen a lot of nice defensive plays from the Tiger infield today. I've talked about some of the struggles they had around mid-March, and Cal Coney was at the center of that. Multiple errors in that stretch, but a nice, confident play at second from Cal Coney. The bat also heating up for Cal. Over a 300 hitter on the season. He's found himself more in the lineup because of it. Pitch misses low, 3-1.
It's funny kind of thinking, this team kind of had some struggles defensively, considering, of how good of a team they've been so far this season. Kind of remaining nationally ranked pretty much all season, I believe.
Duffy thought he had ball 4, took a couple steps towards first base, but got the bad news and is now back in the batter's box. The 3-2 pitch. Misses away, and then he'll head to first base. So gets the walk eventually. Runner on with 2 down in the inning. We'll bring up James Vaquero. You know how dangerous he is, a .429 hitter coming into this game. 1 for 1 to the base hit. He's also been walked twice. The Tigers being very careful with him. Strike called. Breaking ball lands in the zone. 74 miles per hour. Boussard in the lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Driven out into left field. Back at the wall, and Jones makes the catch. Couple catches on the run for both sides. This one saves a run. Nick Jones out in left field makes the catch on the warning track to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th in San Antonio. Tigers up to bat. We come back. Welcome back. The bottom of the 6th inning in San Antonio at Trinity University Ballpark, where the Tigers have a 4-3 lead. Southwestern out hitting the Tigers 9-4, but still find themselves trailing as Kai Tinker will come up to the plate. Takes a pitch that misses the zone, 1-0. Tinker 1 for 2. He's hit a home run. He's also grounded out to second. Pitch misses high and away, 2-0. Stephen Rutherford remaining in the game for his 6th inning of work. Thrown back-to-back scoreless frames for the Pirates. Gave up the bulk of his runs in the 3rd off the home run from Nick Lazera. Pitch misses low, and it's quickly 3-0 to Tinker.
Rutherford maybe trying to starting to get a little tired here as he's.
Tinker pulls back the bunt attempt, and it's ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to get things started in the inning. Not what you're looking for.
Kind of been talking about Rutherford, done a really good job at striking out, the first batter he's facing every inning. This one, not successful, not the way he typically started off these innings tonight.
Had retired the first 5 leadoff hitters he's faced. In the top of the 6th, the bottom of the 6th allows the 4-pitch walk. Brandon Nelson now up to the plate, takes a big swing. Nelson 1 for 2, has a double and a strikeout. Also leads the team in home runs with 8. He's been heating up lately. Nelson drives one out into center field. This one falls. And Tinker will wisely stay at second base. Took a wide turn, but will just go station to station. Back-to-back Tigers reach to lead off the inning. Calcone now coming up to the plate. Had a nice defensive play at second base in the top of the inning. Now comes up with an opportunity to extend the lead. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Pitch outside, 74 on that one. Coney 0 for 2. He's flown out to center field. He's also reached on an error.
Definitely looking to pick up his first hit here and hopefully score Kai Tinker.
Outside as Rutherford struggling with his command so far in this inning. You wonder how long of a leash he'll have here in the 6th. Southwestern pitching staff pretty thin. Talking to Coach Bunch about that, he says that there will be series where they throw 5 guys, and that's just what it is, because that's what they have to do. Pitch misses high, 3-0, but you have to wonder at what point it's worth it to leave him in.
He's also quickly approaching a 100-ball pitch count. He's currently sitting around 89, 90.
The 3-0. Way inside. Ball 4 and 2 4-pitch walks handed out in this inning. The bases are loaded with nobody out.
Definitely not the bottom of the 6th outing that Rutherford was expecting or probably wanting. So now the Tigers have the bases loaded and a really big opportunity here for Cam Champness with no outs on the board.
And we'll see if this is just a talk or if they're pulling the plug. Right now, looks like this might just be a conversation, and they're going to roll with their starter. Just pitcher, catcher, and pitching coach, as the home plate umpire will come up to break it off. Everybody going back to the respective positions, and Rutherford will remain on the mound with the bases loaded and nobody out. Facing the bottom of this Tigers lineup in Cam Champness. Champness 0 for 2 today. Pitch misses away, 1-0. Chapman struck out the first time he was up. He reached on an error the last time he was up. If he reaches here, a run will score likely. Way ahead of it and fouls it towards the Trinity dugout.
That foul, though, you know, a little low, thankfully for the players in the dugout. It hit the netting and not the overhang on the dugout, which, you know, a couple balls have had.
The 1-1, bases loaded. Pitch misses low. The sequence to get to this point, a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning, a base hit given up to Brandon Nelson, and then a 4-pitch walk to Cal Coney. Loads the bases, nobody out. Big swing and a miss from Champness, 1-2.
Champness looking for a big hit here.
Pitch to Champness. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Wonder how many pitches Rutherford can throw. There is some stirring going on in the Southwestern bullpen. Wonder how many batters he has left. The 1-2. Grounded through the hole in right field. 1 run will come in. And Nelson will be stopped at third, so an RBI single for Cam Champness. The bases are reloaded.
We're going to see that RBI one more time. This Champness is able to beat Wyatt Cool, who's at first base. Cool is kind of right next to it, though. Ball a little too fast, though, for him to, you know, even, I guess, think about putting his body on the line for that one. So the Tigers now extend their lead by 2.
And now you would assume this will be the day for Rutherford. The full infield coming in. Nobody coming out of the Southwestern bullpen quite yet. And Rutherford will now head back to the dugout. His day is done. He's given up 5 runs and is responsible for the 3 runners currently on base. Trinity has the 5-3 lead. We'll have a pitching change in San Antonio. New arm for Southwestern when we come back. Welcome back. A bases loaded situation and a new pitcher on the mound. It's Ryan Corbett, the senior from Austin, Texas, comes in with an ERA of 6. an ERA of 4.5. Win-loss record of 2-3 in 44 innings pitched. Sticky situation, bases loaded, nobody out, facing Caleb Woodward, who takes strike one. Woodward, 0 for 1, struck out the first time he was up. He's reached the last 2 times, hit by pitch and a walk. Ground ball, foul down the third base line. Would have been trouble if it stayed fair.
We're going to see that hit one more time. Kind of bounced off the foul line there, pretty much right past the batter's box.
Woodward in an 0-2 hole, bases loaded, nobody out. This is driven into left field. Catch is made, but Nelson will tag from third and will score. A sacrifice fly for Caleb Woodward makes it 6-3 Tigers.
Really good shot there by Woodward, able to sacrifice, that really was the only out for the Tigers so far this inning. So, there's still a lot of life left in them. And with 2 runners on, with Coney in scoring position here for the Tigers.
Maddox McDonald up to the plate and hits one hard and deep to center field. Catch is made by Wilson and the throw cut off. So Coney successfully will tag from second to third. Runners at the corners with 2 down. I'll bring Nicholas Lazera up to the plate. Lazera gave the Tigers the lead with his home run in the second inning. Outside of that, he's flown out to center twice, 1 for 3 on the day. Nearly a 400 hitter on the season, batting .393. OPS well above 1,000. Runners at the corners. Breaking ball finds his own, strike 1. So far, Corbett's done his job. It was bases loaded, nobody out. He's only given up 1 run, and he's gotten 2 outs. Throw to first. They check on Champness, who dives back safely.
He's definitely been a very good kind of relief pitcher here. This Rutherford really kind of started to struggle here in the top, or sorry, in the bottom of the 6th, towards the top of the bottom of the 6th.
Pitch away, 1-1. See how careful they decide to be with Lazera. First base not open, but A base is open. Champness bluff stealing. Lazera golfs it to shallow center field. Wilson ranging over and makes the catch. Nice ranging play for Logan Wilson will end the inning, but the damage has been done. 2 runs come to the plate for Trinity. They take a 6-3 lead. We'll head to the 7th. Final third of this one coming your way next. Welcome back. The top of the 7th inning on the campus of Trinity University. Tigers with a 6-3 lead as they score 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Jack Boussard back on the mound, trying to hang on to that lead. So far, Boussard's thrown a scoreless inning, trying to add on to that. Still face the number 3 hitter, Kulo. Takes a strike. Wyatt Kulo, a .327 hitter on the year, 1 for 3 today. Struck out the last time he was up. He's also grounded out to second and singled. Big hack at that one, and it's 0-2. This is blooped into shallow center over the head of Coney, and it falls. So the second base hit of the game for Kulo, and he's aboard with nobody out.
I see Kulo's base hit right here. Coney trying to really track back and get there, just not really able to get there in time. Maybe, 5 or 6 steps in front of him, unfortunately there.
Christian Melillo up to the plate. Takes a slider inside, ball 1. Runner on first is Kulo. On with nobody out, leadoff knock. The 10th hit of the day for Southwestern. Leo takes a strike. Swing in on the hands, fouls it towards the Tiger dugout. Count 0-2. Boussard last appeared before this game against the University of St. Thomas through 3 innings, struck out 2, allowed no walks and no earned runs. So far trending towards a similar performance. We'll see if he can keep it up. Leo swings at a high pitch and fouls it into the screen. Count remains 0-2. These two teams meeting a year ago 4 times. Trinity taking 3 of them. They won the series here in the regular season, 2-1. Pitch in the dirt brings the count to 1-2. And Trinity beating Southwestern 8-4, ending their season in the conference tournament last year, the losers bracket. Tigers dropping their first game to TLU. Pitch misses, count 2-2. They had to play Southwestern in a game where the loser would be knocked out. Trinity able to win, and they would eventually lose to Centenary, who would win the conference tournament. 2-2. Misses low, that's ball 4. And back-to-back batters will reach for Southwestern with nobody out.
Definitely not the way Jack Boussard kind of wanted to start this inning off, having already put 2 runners on the bases and possibly put the Pirates here in scoring position with Kulo on second.
Thought about bunting, but pulls it back. Trace Organ up to the plate. 2 for 2 with 2 base hits. He also has a sacrifice bunt. Maybe another situation, the bunt. Doesn't square up, instead swings away. Coney will flip it to second. Champness throws to first. Picked and in time. A nice play from Will Baker at first to scoop a ball in the dirt. Double play turned.
We're going to see that one more time. Coney does a good job able to flip it over to Champness. Then Champness able to make a big throw over there to Will Baker, who had to kind of crouch down, make a bit of a low play there, but made it in time.
So a runner at third. 2 down for Jordan Coronado. Coronado, 1 for 3 today, has a base hit. He's also struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. Grounder. And the flip from Boussard in time. Another scoreless inning thrown from the transfer from Tulane. Holds the Tigers' 3-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to San Antonio. Nick Jones will lead things off 0 for 3 today. Takes a slider away, ball 1. Jones has struck out twice and grounded out to short, looking for his first hit of the night. Trinity up 6-3 on Southwestern, trying to take game 1 of this series. Pitch high, ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. Fouled into the screen. That would have been right at us.
Indeed, he would have.
Corbett out for his second inning of work. Came in with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Only allowed 1 run.
Corbett so far this season has a 4.50 ERA and is 3-3 in the win and loss column.
The 3-1. Strike call down the chute. Count runs full. Southwestern trying the best they can to battle back. They have 10 hits to Trinity's 6. They've played pretty well so far today, but it's been the long ball that's gotten them. That's ball 4, and Jones is aboard for the first time today. It's a unique change of pace for the Tigers, hitting more home runs today. They had a game against St. Thomas where they scored 21 runs, and only one of them by way of the home run. Pretty impressive day overall, and something that the coaches at Trinity are very happy with, both Tim Scannell and Joey Deering. There will be a pinch runner. Nick Jones will come out. And it looks like that'll be Evan Kuhl running to first. Somebody who can go out and play left field, just a position swap. Will Baker comes up to the plate. 0 for 2. He's grounded out, flown out to center. He's also walked. The left throw back to first. As Kuhl had a pretty nice lead, ends up working his way back safely as there was no throw.
Could have been dangerous, though, there for him.
That was a pretty nice lead. I think if he pulled the trigger, he had a chance. The 1-0 to Baker. Taken for a strike, 1-1. Tigers, a unique offensive year, hitting .319 on the season. That's 47th in the country, only 4th in the conference, but a significant improvement over the .290 average they had last year. They throw to first to try and get Kuhl, who dives back safely. Their on-base percentage is 5th in the country for 53 team on-base percentage, obviously first in the conference. 18th in slugging, 22nd in home runs, despite not relying on them necessarily, with 33 of those on the year. But the big one is that they're leading the country in walks. He has walked 257 times this year. And adding on to that total today, ball in the dirt, 3-1 to Will Baker.
So far today as the team, they've been walked around 5 times, so they've crossed the 260 mark.
3-1 pitch to Baker. Runner goes, but the ball is dropped by Vaquero, and Cool slides in safely, a stolen base. Pitch was a strike. So Baker stays in the batter's box, a 3-2 count, now with a runner in scoring position, and Cool. Big swing and a miss, a breaking ball inside. Baker is retired by way of the strikeout, 1 down.
We're going to see that strikeout. Really low ball there by Corbett, able to catch Will Baker trying to swing for the fences. And
Kai Tinker coming up to the plate. 1 for 2, a home run. He's also grounded out to second. Walked the last time he was up. One of those 5 walks that they have on the night. Runner at second, 1 down, takes a pitch high, ball 1. We had some rain earlier today, rained for, I would say, maybe about 5 minutes, even though that felt like 5 years in our exposed broadcast setup. But it's turned into a very, very nice night. The rain's cooled things down a little bit. The clouds have parted. Sun setting. Good day to be on the roof overall.
there's a nice calm breeze as well, you know, which is much appreciated.
As opposed to the howling wind we usually get. Of course, now that I say that, it might come. You never know. That's usually how these things work. Tinker in a 1-1 count. Takes a pitch low, 2-1. Wind, not too much of a factor so far, even though it usually is. Maybe a little bit earlier in the game. Possible Kai Tinker's home run was a little bit wind-aided as it had that kind of trajectory. It was just going to be a normal fly ball. Ended up carrying out of here with the 365 mark and left. Throw back to second, not in time, was dangerous. Second baseman Trace Organ had to range over to prevent it from going into center field. Tigers up 6-3. They were down 3-1. Scored 5 unanswered. Trying to add on. Nice breaking ball, finds the zone. A slider that slid quite a bit. Evens the count at 2-2. This is rocketed into right field. Cool going around third, coming home, and will slide in safely. Tinker advances to second. It's an RBI double to extend the lead, 7-3.
We're going to see that hit it one more time. Kai Tinker does a really good job to put a bat on it. Beat Kulo there at first base and bringing an RBI to extend the Tiger lead now to 4.
So it looks like that'll be credited as a single. Tinker advancing to second on the throw. Either way, he gets the RBI, and the Tigers are up 7-3. Good base running gets him to second for Brandon Nelson. 2 for 3, a single and a double, as Nelson bloops one into right field. Tinker had to read it, so he stalled for a little bit. Coming home anyways, the throw will be late. RBI single for Brandon Nelson. Tigers lead 8-3.
You're going to see Nelson sit right there, able to pop it right over the head of Trace Organ, try to jump up and get there. Looked really close, you know, within a glove's length reach. And that throw home almost beat Brandon Nelson. Brandon Nelson, though, able to make it in time and score yet another run.
And now Brandon Nelson will be pinch ran for. Looks like Jarrett Phillips coming into the game. A move we see pretty frequently. Nelson gets an ovation as he comes back. A 3-hit night for him. 2 singles and a double. Tack on an RBI as well. Calcone now up to the plate. Walked the last time he was up. Outside of that, he's 0 for 2. He's also reached on an error. Working with Speedy Phillips on first. Still 1 down in the inning. Tigers have tacked on 2. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. Phillips not able to advance. Jarrett Phillips, one of 2 multi-sport athletes currently on the Trinity baseball team. Him and John Adrian Dioli both playing for the football team. Phillips, a defensive back, dives back safely. Oh, we've got some geese. A little bit of a flyover. Always see something new from the roof. That's our first geese encounter, I think. Phillips dives back safely once again as Corbett continues to check on him. The 1-0. Not yet. Still check on first again for the 3rd consecutive time. Really not wanting Phillips to run in an 8-3 game. Coney eventually sees a pitch and pops it up sky high. Short calling it, and Ben Foyer makes the catch at his position. 2 down in the inning.
Saw a very similar play to that earlier in the game. You know, in that time though, Foyer able to catch it, unlike Trace Organ, who kind of caught his foot maybe on the mound and resulted in one of the errors for the Pirates.
Cam Chatness up to the plate. Singled the last time he was up, his only hit of the game. Takes the ball low. Yes, you're right, Andrew. Catching it is probably the most important part of that play, I would say. I don't know if anybody has differing opinions on that, but I think that's pretty critical.
Definitely is, especially in a pretty close game like this.
This game, very competitive on the perspective of Southwestern, who came in knowing that they were eliminated from the SCAC tournament. Check on Phillips again, dives back safely. Champness in a 2-0 count. Talking to Coach J.C. Bunch about that, he said that this is their tournament and the players are acting like it. They ready to go, ready to compete, fired up for their final games for a lot of these seniors. Breaking ball misses low, 3-0. So an important challenge for Trinity, trying to match that intensity, and you saw it early. Southwestern came out of the gates. We're up 3-1 in the 3rd inning, but since then it's been all Tigers. They lead 8-3, 7 unanswered runs. Champness takes a strike in a 3-0 count, making it 3-1.
Indeed, the Tigers are doing a really good job kind of turning this around, as they're currently at 8 hits as a team so far in the day.
Runner goes. Champness lines it up the middle for a base hit. And because it was a hit and run, Phillips will advance to 3rd. Rounded 3rd like he wanted to go home, but that would have been a very bad idea. Stops there. Runners at the corners with 2 down.
Gonna see that hit one more time, as the Tiger runners are now on the corners.
Caleb Woodward now coming up to the plate, top of the order. Sacrifice fly and an RBI the last time he was up. He's also hit by a pitch and walked. Trying to extend this lead, already up 5. Thought about bunting, pulls it back. Be an interesting call, 2 down in the inning.
Indeed.
Just trying to get the infield a little more in.
Especially with the Tigers in scoring position, bunting here would not be the most advised decision, I would think.
Champness dives back safely, going for a little suicide squeeze. Not squaring up now. The 1-0 pitch. Lined off the glove and into center field. Phillips will score from third, and it's an RBI single for Woodward. Unfortunate for Southwestern.
We're going to see Woodward's hit here as he takes it pretty much right towards Corbett, past Trace Organ, and able to further extend the Trinity lead here. Now Trinity's currently up 9-3 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And we'll have a pitching change. That will be the day for Corbett. Surrenders 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and the Tigers are up 6. He'll be back with a new arm for Southwestern on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the Alamo City. A new pitcher on the mound for Southwestern. It's Walker Shaw. Comes in with a record of 0-1. The ERA is 9 in 9 appearances. 15 strikeouts, 10 walks. He'll face Maddox McDonald, who's 1 for 4 today, a .373 average on the season. Breaking ball misses away. 1-0 to McDonald. Comes up with 2 down in the inning. Runners at first and second. A chance for Trinity to further extend the lead. They're up 9-3. Pitch misses inside. 2-0. Tigers have scored 5 runs in the last 2 innings to blow this game open. Fouled off towards the Trinity dugout. Count now 1-1, or excuse me, 2-1. Fouled onto the roof of the Bell Center. 1, 2, and that ran out of room.
Coming into these past 2 innings, the Tiger bats were really kind of quiet. I believe they only had kind of 4 hits as a team coming in these past 2 innings. Now they're currently sitting at 10, so they've, doubled it and some.
McDonald goes around, and that is a strikeout to end the inning. But damage done for Trinity. They score 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th to take a 6-run lead. We'll head to the top of the 8th in San Antonio when we come back. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Jack Broussard back on the mound for the Tigers in a 9-3 game. Trinity has blown this open against Southwestern. Tanner Tefts takes strike one. Takes a pitch inside, 1-1. Tefts 1 for 3 today. He's grounded out twice. He also has a base hit. One. Chopped to short. Champness makes the throw in time. Beat him by a step to get the out.
Another really good infield defensive play there by the Tigers. Instead, this time it was Cam Champness and not Kai Tinker, who so far today has really been holding down the left-hand side of the field for the Tigers.
Logan Wilson up to the plate, made some nice plays in the center today. Hitless so far, though, as he takes strike one. He has walked. That's the only time he's reached today in 3 at-bats. 0 for 2 outside of that. Breaking ball misses in the dirt, 1-1. Champness had to be thinking, finally, I get one hit to me. Seeing Kai Tinker make all these nice web gems, make these great throws across the diamond. Champness hasn't been getting any of the action. Swing and a miss, and that may have hit Wilson. Couldn't tell if that was because he fouled it off himself or if the pitch just hit him and he was fooled. But either way, some nice contact that he has to shake off now.
I believe it was fouled off onto his ankle or knee area, maybe his right knee, as he's kind of shaking it off here now.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. Steps into the batter's box, ready to go. 1-2 count, nobody on with one down. Takes a slider, a nice take by Wilson. Count even at 2-2. Pitch misses inside, count runs full. Broussard in his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown 2 scoreless so far, trying to keep it going. Swing and a miss, that's strike 3. Down by way of the K for out number 2.
It's Broussard's 3rd strikeout of the day so far.
Ben Foyer up into the batter's box. 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. Broussard trying to work a 1-2-3 inning. Strike called. Andrew, since this is your 2nd time on the roof, I wanted to get a take on a little bit of a debate that I have with my usual broadcast partner, Reed Rosales. So, this is hit in the air, thankfully out of play, so I can continue my thought. We have this theory, or Reed has this theory, that I somewhat disagree with. It usually feels a lot hotter when you're on the ground level watching the game, and when you come up here, it feels cooler. He says it's because of the altitude. Now, I personally don't know if we're up high enough for the altitude to matter. Ground ball to short. Champness makes the throw in time. Andrew, you'll give me that thought on the other side of the break. We'll take a break here in the middle of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th coming your way in San Antonio, 9-3. Tigers have the lead. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Nick Lazera set to lead off this inning. He's 1 for 4 today with a home run as he faces Walker Shaw, who remains in this game. First pitch from Shaw of this inning. Breaking ball finds the zone. So Andrew, you had some time to think about it. Does the altitude make the roof cooler than the ground?
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Unfortunately, Reed, I don't really agree that we're not high enough for the altitude to really affect us. I believe it's more the wind that's really cooling it down here. You know, as this is currently whipping us right now in the face. So Reed, I'm sorry, but you know I'm gonna have to go with the wind on this one.
1-1 to Lazera is hit in the air to left field. And making the catch is Melio back towards the warning track for out number 1. See, this is what I've been telling him all year. He hasn't really budged on his take. I don't know if you refuting it is going to help that or not. I personally don't think it is. He can be pretty stubborn sometimes. But at least now there's somewhat of a consensus in the industry that this little bit of altitude does not really affect the temperature that much. Evan Cool up to the plate. He's a pinch runner for Nick Jones.
If anything, we're more exposed to elements up here, so you would expect the sun to be glaring down on us harder.
See, that's where the debate started.
White
because
roof.
That's what we thought, is that white roof, sun reflecting, foul ball, 0-2. So it'd be hotter. And then you're up here and you're thinking, it's kind of cooler. So that's what we were thinking about. The only reason I bring this up is because he texted me about 10 minutes ago that the altitude made it cooler when I was talking about how nice it was up here. And I just disagree with that. I don't know. I just don't think that's accurate. Breaking ball misses. Nice take by Cool. Count 1-2.
Definitely have to pull some folks from the science department to possibly make a little experiment to finally settle this debate.
Maybe. Big swing and a miss from Cool. Ball gets away, runs it out, and the throw barely in time. Cool made that interesting. Almost a dropped strike 3.
Cool did indeed. He really ran very fast there, trying to outrun Vaquero, who almost missed it.
So Cool retired by way of the strikeout, and Will Baker will come up to the plate. Baker struck out the last time he was up. He's reached by way of the walk in this game, but is hitless. As we've got some kind of a delay, Walker Shaw just taking a little bit of a stroll, and looks like the catcher, Vaquero, went to get something. Don't know what it was, but he's got it and he's back. We're ready to go. Baker, well over a 300 hitter, of 380 in fact. Takes a strike, 0-1. Chopper to short. Foyer makes a throw on the run, offline, but the tag applied and the out is made. So some nice defense for Southwestern that ends the inning, as we'll head to the top of the 9th in San Antonio. Tigers trying to close this one out. It's 9-3. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Southwestern down to their last 3 outs. Top of the order up. Connor Duffy at the plate. Fouls that into the screen behind him. Duffy 0 for 3, but he walked the last time he was up. Jack Broussard on the mound, trying to finish off this game for the Tigers as he had to surrender a run. Pitch outside, 1-1. Start time of this game was moved up to 6 p.m. from 7 to avoid maybe some oncoming weather. I also heard something that it could have been an issue with the umpires' schedules. Either way, start time gets moved up an hour, and I'm not too mad about that. We get out of here a little earlier. Nice night. The 1-2. Rounded sharply but foul down the first base line.
The last night game that I got to commentate here for the baseball team was against Shriner. And that game, due to some weather delays and other stuff, ended about midnight.
Yeah, definitely a 180. Getting a little sooner. We get out of here at 8:30. That might be a record for a night game. Slider misses low, 2-2. Broussard trying to finish out this game. Has already pitched 3 scoreless innings. Just misses outside with that, and the count runs full. Pitch outside, ball 4, and a leadoff walk to start the 9th inning.
Definitely not the way that Broussard really wanted to start that one off, as he's currently 3 outs away from ending the game here for the Tigers.
There is some action in the bullpen, and it will be used. Pitching coach Dave Smith coming out. You can hear him say, "Good job," as that'll be the day for Jack Broussard, a leadoff walk to start the 9th inning. And he will get pulled from this game. A nice performance overall, though. 3 scoreless innings pitched, as we'll have a pitching change in San Antonio. 9-3, Trinity with the lead. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University, where the Tigers have a 9-3 lead, and they have a new arm on the mound. It's Sam Rickman, the first year from Spring, Texas, making his 5th appearance of the season. 7.84 ERA. First pitch, a strike to James Vaquero. Vaquero 1 for 2 today. He's flown out to left. He's also singled and walked twice. Working with nobody out and a runner on first. Pitch outside, 1-1. Rickman tasked with getting the final 3 outs of this game. Inside out swing, foul ball, 1-2. Rickman's last appearance last weekend against the University of St. Thomas through 2.2 innings. Gave up 2 earned runs. Did not walk or strike out anybody. The 1-2. Way inside. Count evens up at 2 apiece.
Rickman so far this season has a 7.84 ERA.
Throw to first. Not in time to get Duffy. Jack Boussard exiting this game. 3 scoreless innings pitched, though he is responsible for Duffy at first. Time called. Vaquero will take a step back. Currently sitting at 196 hits in his career. 4 away from that 200 marker. He's got this at-bat and the next 2 games to do it. Foul ball into the screen, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Tigers trying to clinch their 25th win in the conference schedule. Currently 24-3. They've clinched the top overall spot in the SCAC tournament. These games only important for NPI purposes and the potential to host a regional and secure an at-large. Kara fouls another one off. Nice at-bat so far for him. As he'll head back to his dugout. Looks like he needs more spray on his bat. Has what he needs. Now he'll step back to the batter's box. Two. Way ahead of it. Rifled foul. Cam Chapness had something like that earlier in this game, and it was fouled right towards the dugout. I think this was even a little shy of Vaquero's dugout. That was very well hit.
Indeed. Real shame for Vaquero that unfortunately that one was foul.
2-2. Popped up foul out of play. Into the seats, and it's a souvenir for somebody. We'll see if he keeps that baseball. Tossing it around a little bit. Seems pretty content. Not quite the same thrill as getting a ball at a big league game, but he'll take it.
Ball's a ball.
2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3, and a very nice at-bat for Vaquero as he works a full count. Seeing part of why he's a 400 hitter this season. Definitely the team's best offensive performer so far this year. The 3-2. Ground ball through the hole into right field. Duffy will stop at second, and the first 2 Pirates are aboard.
We're going to see that hit one more time. Vaquero does a good job, able to beat Will Baker there. And they're showing signs of life now with no outs on the board and 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position.
First baseman Kulo up to bat, the number 3 hitter in today's game. 2 for 4, he has 2 base hits. Strike called, 0-1. The base hit for Vaquero puts him within 3 of that 200 marker. So it makes the job these next 2 days just that much easier for him. Pitch in the dirt, a nice block by Lazera, no advancement from anybody. Southwestern trying to rally, a good start to it. First 2 runners on board, a leadoff walk by Jack Boussard and a base hit given up by Sam Rickman. Slider misses away. Count 2-1. Trying to find the first outs of this inning. It's dragged on. Pitch high. And that will warrant a meeting. Nick Lazera coming out to talk to his first-year pitcher, trying to settle him down a little bit.
Definitely not the way that Rickman probably wanted to start this inning.
Little fist bump, and the meeting is adjourned. Senior catcher will head back behind the dish. Runners at first and second, nobody out, and a hitter's count coming up. Kulo. Lined into left field, a base hit. Runner will stop at third. Southwestern needs 6 runs in this inning, so they're not going to risk a free out on a throw to home. Loads the bases with nobody out.
I have a pinch runner at first.
Chase Adams coming in. So Kulo's day is done. A 3-hit day for him, all of them singles.
Now brings up to the plate number 13, Christian Melillo.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Situation for Southwestern to at least put some pressure on Trinity. Leo's had a nice day. 3 for 3 so far today. 2 base hits, a walk, and a home run.
He's definitely
Strike
the
call.
man that you would want in this sort of position here.
Down 0-1. Bases loaded, nobody out for Southwestern in the 9th inning. Pitch way inside, just misses hitting him. Rickman trying to find it. He's faced 2 batters. Both of them have reached. Trying to get an out on his 3rd try. Pitch misses outside, 2-1. And there is some stirring in the Trinity bullpen. Will Hellings is getting loose. And not a situation where the Tigers would have envisioned using him. Up 6 runs in the 9th inning.
Definitely not.
2-1. Down the chute, strike 2. Rickman trying to find it. Duffy on 3rd, Vaquero on 2nd, Adams at 1st. The 2-2 inside, nearly hits him, but the count runs full. Christian Melillo trying to come up big in this situation. A .328 hitter coming into this game. The pitch, 3-2 in the dirt, ball 4. Or not. Yeah, it will be. Looked like he didn't know what the count was. Nobody knew it was 3-2. And eventually they realize it. The run will score. An RBI walk for Melillo.
Now the Pirates are definitely within striking range as they're only down 5 now with bases loaded.
Pitching coach Dave Smith coming out for a meeting. You wonder, this is just a stall to get Hellings into the game, as he is actively warming up right now. Not with too much haste, but getting ready, and you would assume that's where this is trending unless Rickman can force a double play potentially.
Indeed, Rickman's in quite a hole right now, but definitely manageable if he's able to throw a couple good pitches. That's all he needs.
Jack Boussard started this inning, walked the leadoff man, was pulled for Rickman. Since then, Rickman has given up 2 singles and just walked in the 4th run of the game for Southwestern. Dealing with the middle of the order, Trace Organ up to the plate. 2-hit game for Organ. Thought about swinging at that slider, but thinks better of it. Takes it for ball 1. Organ 2 for 3 today. 2 singles. He's also grounded into a double play. Hit in the air, right field, and it falls, but foul. McDonald just missed it in the air, but thankfully for him, it was a foul ball. That would have been a lot of trouble if it was fair.
We're going to see that one more time. So you can kind of see it. McDonald almost there, maybe about a glove length away, but thankfully that one was foul, as Cole was just saying, as that could have been very disastrous. And
that was close. If that gotten behind him, you would assume everybody would have scored.
Quite possibly, yes.
The 1-1. Went around 1-2. Wonder how many batters Rickman will be allowed to face, particularly if he lets Organ on. Bases loaded, nobody out still. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, that's strike 3. Foul tip into the glove of Lazera, first out of the 9th.
First one down now for Rickman. Only 2 more needed to end the game here. So it brings up Jordan Coronado.
And that will be the day for Rickman. Does get the out, but he will give way to Will Hellings, who comes into this game trying to close it out with a 5-run lead. Tying run on deck for the Pirates within striking distance. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. A new arm on the mound for the Tigers, and it's Will Hellings. Hellings, who has 4 saves on the year, looking to secure a win for Trinity. Tying run is on deck for the Tigers. First pitch, fastball, and a swing and a miss from Jordan Coronado. 1 for 4 today. Over a 300 hitter on the year. Coronado has struck out, grounded out twice, and has a base hit. The 0-1. Misses away, 1-1.
Hellings so far has a 5.34 ERA, and currently is 3 for 1 in the win-loss column.
The 1-1 pitch. Misses inside and low. Now 2-1. Helling's last appearance, a start against Mary Hardin Baylor through 6 innings. Did pretty well. Tigers won that game 15-3. 2-1, thought about going around, but misses high. Now a 3-1 pitch coming up. Nowhere to put Coronado. If Hellings walks in a run, the tying run will come to the plate for Southwestern. Inside out swing, foul ball into the netting above the Tiger dugout. Now a countdown count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases still filled with buccos. Pitch misses low, ball 4. And Hellings walks in a run. It's 9-5. So now Tanner Teffs, the native of Las Vegas, Nevada, the third baseman, will come up to the plate. 1 for 4 today. He represents the tying run, as there will be a pinch runner for Southwestern. Cale Cochran coming into the game. He's at first. Foul ball off the end of the bat of Teffs. Hellings throwing heat on that one. Hellings pitch mix. Fastball over 90 miles per hour and a devastating slider. There it is, but it misses short and it's in the dirt. 1-1. What a moment this could be for Southwestern to come back in this game. Down 6 runs entering the 9th inning. They've gotten 2 of them back. The other 4 are already in play. This is grounded to Coney. Second in time, throw to first, and it's a double play. And that will end the ball game.
What a way to end it. So we're gonna see the ending play right here. As Teffs got a bat to it, but Coney was there, pop over to Champus there, right over to Will Baker. 1-2, and the inning's over. The Tigers win it. Could have showing signs of kind of falling apart there here in the top of the 9th. Not so promising towards the start of the inning, as you know the bases were loaded, but able to escape unscathed relatively.
So they get the clutch double play. Talked about the defensive improvements made by Trinity, and you saw it there from Cal Coney. A nice ranging play to get that ball. Flip it to short for 1, on to first. Double play ends the inning, and the Tigers win game 1 of this series. 9-5 is your final score from San Antonio. For everybody working on this broadcast behind the scenes, control room, and on camera, and my partner Andrew Thomas, I'm Cole Isaacson saying so long from One Trinity Place. We'll see you tomorrow for game 2.